What's up, everyone? It's another episode of the Big Brain MMA podcast. I'm your host again, BigSteve, full-time gambler. Just did a UFC pod with my boy Mike from Couch Warriors. If you want to watch a UFC breakdown, that is the only one I'll be doing. Won't be on my channel. I said I would focus on KSW and Bellator this week, so here it is. Not many fights. Hopefully we'll make it nice and quick. And then I'll go back to finalizing some more Bellator. If you want my final Bellator picks and whatnot, it's all in the Discord. Hopefully we'll be on Twitter. It's a very busy week. We'll see what we can do. But yeah, let's get into it. First fight on the card, Donovan Desmay versus Raul Tataruli. Decent fight. This fight here is ultimately a pass for me. I really rate Donovan's skill set. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, strong, got some power, decent takedown defense, especially when he's early. He can get his own takedowns as well. It's just the cardio, the gas tank, he just falls apart. It's been a problem, in Cage Warriors many times. In his debut against Roman Szymanski, who's a really good fighter in KSW, he actually armbarred from guard Raul Tataruli, the guy that's fighting Donovan. In that first round, he stuffed all his takedowns and actually took him down, and he just fell apart. And then in rounds 2 and 3, Roman was able to wrestle him. It's a really good fighter. And on the other side, Raul, 31-7, great record. I tapped this guy in depth, and I just dodged the bullet. I felt like playing him against Roman. He's been submitted a lot of times. Against Roman Bagatov, who's usually a decision machine. He was in the UFC. Ariel Peter, it's just a journeyman in ACA, guillotine choked him. And then Roman in his KSW debut, armbar from guard. All right, so that's a little bit of a red flag. So, he's a minus 200 here. He's in his prime. He's 31 years old. He can crack as well, but he's ultimately just an ape. He wants to wrestle. He wants to take you down and just grind on you. And when fights get extended a little bit, he slows down and he's a little bit one-dimensional. And the more he slows down, the more he's at risk of getting submitted. So, I don't know. Donovan is actually a really good submission fighter. Both of his KSW wins. One's a triangle armbar, reverse triangle, and the other one is a rear naked choke. Both against, mostly kickboxers. And Lucas Grzebyk, known to drop the ball and get submitted a lot, but still, he's a decent fighter. So yeah, I can't hit the dog because of his cardio. I can't hit Raul just because minus 200, and it's actually worse on a lot of the books. Not a line that inspires any confidence in me. So let's move on. Speaking of a fight that doesn't inspire confidence, Roman Maciejewski versus Victor Zalewski. Both these guys are southpaws. They both seem like strikers. This Victor Zalewski, he's 4-0. Just sharing a screen now. 4-0, fought nobodies. Finished them. I'm literally talking nobodies. 3-2, 0-0, 0-0, 6-6. Literal bums. And you watch the footage. I scoured the internet, found the footage. These people are quitting in there. So he had 4 setup matches. He lost against Kacper Kozorowski in amateurs. That guy's like 22-5 as an amateur. And then he lost to Marcin Blazak twice. Rear naked choked, and then I don't know how he lost the second one. Actually, no, Blazak is 22-4 as an amateur. So really good fighter. It's just he hasn't fought anyone in between. He's light on the feet. He seems to have good striking. On his Instagram, it says he's got a gold medal and said something in Polish. And then it says ADCC. So I assume he's a Polish ADCC trial winner, which is not bad. Maybe my boy Althor can translate that. Althor is one of the sharps in the Discord. He's from Poland. Donovan sub $9 worth of stab. 100%, mate. 100%. All right. So yeah, Victor, not much footage on him. And this other dude, Robert Maciejewski, 6-4, really salty record. This guy lost to He lost to Guillermo Cadena. If everyone remembers Cadena, Cadena is the guy that's had 2 Cage Warriors fights against Darren Stewart and Bonner, and he just quit in both of them. He's an absolute bum. He's a quitter. And this guy had the energy to get a takedown and get this guy's back in round 2. He didn't actually rear naked choke him. He never tapped and he wasn't out. The ref thought he was out. But just the fact that he got his back taken by Cadena is just a super red flag. His just takedown defense is just a massive red flag. Really low level of competition. Christian Kazubowski, this guy actually is the same dude that beat Zaleski in amateurs. He just wrestled him for 3 rounds, and then he beat this Kazuba guy 3-1, he's got a negative record now, and he went to split. So if anything, I would take Viktor Zalewski as a slight dog, even though he's fought nobody. I mean, Robert also has fought nobody, and he's just barely winning, right? Barely beating anyone. They're just 2 southpaws. If this Viktor guy actually has ADCC Poland gold medal that he never uses, I'd rather take him. So it's a dog or pass, but really low level fight with a bunch of question marks. All right, the female fight, complete pass for me. Didn't even tape it. I just don't have it in me to tape. I've been, 15 fights in Bellator, UFC, and now this. No interest. They have a mutual opponent. This chick that's in KSW as well. Let me just find her name. Sofia Bagshvili, right? She beat Alexandra beat her, and Anita Bakus got submitted by her. I think Anita Bakus is like, she beat Magdalena Shromova. I remember a lot of people wanted to play her at Juice there, and she beat her, so maybe she's improving. She's a plus 300 dog, but yeah, not interested. Not interested in this fight. I don't want to tape it. What do we got here? Pepe Silvia, let's effing go, mate. Easy money. Pepe, think about your favorite bets for Bellator, mate, and then let me know at the end of the chat. I'm curious. Lazy boy skipping KSW MMA, mate. If you taped as many fights as I did, I think you would want no part of it, honestly. All right, what do we got next? Filip Maciek, Sebastian Przybs, right? Impossible to pronounce for me. This is a setup match. Filip Maciek is from Octagon. Very solid record, 27-17. Karate dude. He's got opportunistic jiu-jitsu. And Sebastian is he's the ex Sebic. We'll call him Sebic. It's his nickname. He's the ex KSW champion, right? Sebastian has fought Antun Racic twice, who's a long-time champ. Lost and beat him in a 5-rounder. His other loss was to Jakub Viklaj, who was the champ, who's the one that took his belt, and then just racked off wins against Viklaj in a rematch in KSW, knocked him out. Then he beat Racic in a decision for the championship. Then he inverted triangle checked Bruno Santos, beat Wilson Martins, and then finally lost a split decision to Jakub Viklaj in a rubber match. So this guy is one of the best in KSW, and after losing his title via split, they're giving him this Filip Maciek guy who's an Octagon journeyman, and he's not good. He just, in his last fight, he got guillotine choked by Gustavo Lopez, the guy that just got cut from the UFC. He was taken down and held down on the ground, and once he got on top, he just insta-tapped to a guillotine. And he armbarred Luca Ivin with half of round 3 to go, but he was just getting laid on for 3 rounds. I assume he got laid on by Jonas Magard. This guy's decent from Cage Warriors. Yeah, he's got some decent wins. But he's got a lot of losses. Yeah, this is a setup match. I don't understand how if Sebastian loses this, big drop of the ball. So let's not talk too much about it. All right, this one we can talk about. This is Wilson Varela Gracian Shazinski. Now, my boy Author, who's in the Discord and in the chat right now, apparently he's neighbors. He is literally neighbors in Poland with Gracian. And yeah, he says He's got some surgery that needs to be done to his eye. Maybe you can confirm. He shouldn't really be fighting. But even without that information, I mean, Gracian, man, he's just he's a brawler. He's a brawler that's very chinny. You look at his career; he's always been like that. Obviously, had some favorable matchups, some easy matchups. Surprisingly, hasn't been knocked out that many times. Someone that is as chinny. Obviously, has a lot of knockouts himself. He's also got power. I think he had a title shot. No, there wasn't a title shot. He was a slight favorite in a bet against Marian Zolowski, who's the current champ. And Zolowski, if you tape him, he's a decision machine. He usually just throws jabs and calf kicks and eventually sits down on a 1-2. And he was just dropping Gracian all over the place, round 1 and round 2. And just because he's such a decision machine, Gracian survived. But his face looked horrible. And then the next fight, he got knocked out in 2 minutes by Artur Savinsky. Savinsky cracks. He dropped Desmay as well. Desmay submitted him. So got knocked out there. Did a bare knuckle fight, knocked out some bum. Knocked out another guy that was a bum. And then fought Valeru Masaya, the guy that cashed as a big underdog in the last fight. And one of my biggest regrets was passing on him there. He was an underdog. And even passing on the under 1.5, he got knocked out in 1 minute 40 seconds. So he's very chinny. He's very chinny, and he's getting there at age. He's 33, but who knows what his fight age is. He's fighting Wilson Varela. I wasn't too impressed with Varela. He's just a tall. I think he's French. Yeah, French dude. A little bit noodly, easy to take down. From all the fights I'm watching, he's getting taken down. He keeps going for guillotines. Lost to he made his debut against Marcel Kaziesko, who's a dangerous KSW dude. He got dropped early, and then he got knocked out in the second round. And then he got grinded by Michael Michel Dufort, who's a decent Canadian prospect. And he lost to Aslam Reda by decision. I assume he just got grinded out there too. And then he won via guillotine and won via a one-punch KO and UE Warrior. So I wish I saw more standing footage of him. He's a slight dog when I played him. I played him just because of a pure fade on the chin of Gracian, but it's a little bit scary. I mean, they can both knock each other out. It's just, in the Varela tape, I didn't see any chinniness other than when he got knocked out by Martial in his KSW debut. And all the Polish boys in the Discord, I've got a lot of them in there. I don't know why I attract so many Polish people. They all think, that the guy cracks. So, it's cracked. But so does Gracian. So ideally, I would want like an under of some sort. Apparently, it's the under 2.5 is not even minus 200, which is crazy. I don't think Gracian can take that much damage. But Varela, I also didn't see much power from Varela other than when he one-punched his last opponent. So, yeah, I mean, I got Varela as a slight dog money. It's coming in towards Pick'em. I don't think Gracian's going to grapple that much. But, yeah, he just seems quite washed. My boy Ortho just is adding, yes, that's true. He barely see on his left eye. I know right now that he missed some training camps. Well, there you go. Take of that what you will. Inside info right there in the Big Brain Discord. So, yeah, I've got half a unit on Varela. We'll see how much I'll keep. I want to see the weigh-ins. I want to see what the over-unders open up. Also, I might be waking up at 3 a.m. to live bet this. KSW has live bet. So, cool. Next fight, we got Bogdan Gninko versus Rafael Klajanusk. This fight, pretty volatile fight. Bogdan Gninko made it into the UFC, KSW, pardon me, against Damien, the dude that I love to fade, as a massive underdog, knocked him out in 5 seconds, one punch. And then he fought Madalalian Privilesu, Moldovan dude that cracks, just a little bit undersized, and he knocked him out in 38 seconds. He looked massive compared to him. Every single fight is in under 3 minutes in the first round, even his 2 amateurs. So this kid, 21 years of age, is an absolute savage. I know my boy Couch Warriors complains that he doesn't have any good Jewish or any good Ukrainian fighters. This kid right here, Bogdan, it could be the future. 21 years of age, just sparking everyone. It's a very volatile fight because I feel Rafael also cracks like an absolute truck, and he's a brawler, and that's pretty much it. But one of my favorite bets was the under 1.5. It was $1.70. I think that's $1.60, minus 160 against Mark Duasis. I gave everyone that. That was before the Discord. my Discord, so I just went around, told all my close circle, bet this, bet this. We all hammered it, and he cashed in about 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 3 seconds, right? He was knocked out by Erslan in 3 minutes before that. But he finished a bunch of people in 19 seconds, 2 minutes. Got guillotine in 1 minute and 50 seconds. There's like one fight that went over 1.5 round mark. Karis Ibrahimov knocked him out in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So this guy's kill or be killed, right? And Ginkgo, you don't have to invite Ginkgo to finish you, right? So very volatile. I guess Rafael could knock him out too. He's just I got Dinko in Bogdan in some parlays. I was surprised it hasn't been a little bit more juiced. And a lot of people on Discord played it, and it's just not moving. The line is not moving. I guess it's not the safest parlay piece because it could be a shootout, it could be a brawl. I mean, it definitely will be a brawl. I just trust Bogdan rather than this Rafael to land the kill shot first. But yeah, I'm still waiting for over-unders. There's so many lines I would love to hammer. But unfortunately, I'm limited on Bet365. So even when it opens up, I don't know how much I'll be able to place. Shame Bet Online doesn't have over-unders. So yeah, I think Ginkgo runs through him in the first round here. And last fight, Brian Hoy, Andre, Grzebyk. Interesting fight. Sharing this tab. Interesting tab fight. Brian Hoy's kill or be killed, both these guys are. I think this is another volatile fight. Two strikers. Brian Hoy loves to get knocked out with head kicks or dropped. I mean, you look at his career. He was knocked out by Viktor Kolesnik in 3 minutes. The guy that was in my parlay for the past Ryzen fight. Knocked out by Emre Kiubi in 4 minutes back in his career. All the other KOs are really early in his career. But you look at his recent fights. In Bellator, Daniel Scotese put him on Queer Street with a head kick, 2001. Then he knocks out Hamami on Yui Warriors in a minute with a head kick. Then he gets dropped with a head kick in his KSW debut, who's a massive underdog there. He came back and won via KO in 3 minutes. Then he gets knocked out via head kick by Arthur Shepaniak in 43 seconds. Then he comes back and knocks out Jivko Stoimanov in 1 round. So one of my big regrets is not hammering the under 1.5 at -200 against Jivko. Jivko is a kill or be killed fighter as well. Someone was going to get sparked there, or people were telling me, oh, it's juiced, and just talk me out of it, even though, I mean, it should have been like 80% implied. So it's just kill or be killed. Can't defend head kicks, always gets rocked. And Andre is the same. I lost a bit of money playing this guy, Andre Grzebyk. I'm pretty sure he's an ex-KSW champion. He broke his leg against Mariusz Jaromski, the white man back in the day. Other than that, he's just knocked everyone out. He's got a couple of decisions, lost to the Chirikov decision, but he's just all knockouts. Very explosive boxer, looks very good on tape. Knocked out Jaromski in the rematch in 2021, and then in the title fight, lost to Adrian Batonsky. He dropped him, and then he got knee barred. And then I got knocked out by Thomas, the white Mike Tyson, Romanovsky, the Polish white Tyson. Got knocked out in under 4 minutes. And then he finished Otto Jassi, who's a bit of a setup fight to get back on track in 4 minutes, 21 seconds. Yeah, this guy's kill or be killed. He's always, like one of my Polish boys said, he's always got a mistake in him to get knocked out. So this just feels like another volatile fight. A lot of money coming on Brian Hoy, $1.66. I think it's pick him everywhere, but on Bet365, I mean, Andres is $2.20 favorite. I would rather just play that, but I'll rather just pass on this fight. Play another under here, no matter how juiced it is. It's 3 rounds. It's neither of these guys wants to grapple. Neither of these guys has the best chin or defense. It's another volatile fight. I don't know what the under is. Here we go. My boy or author coming through. Let's read his comments. Pepe Silvia. Sebi and Moose parlay. I agree on Sebi, but Moose is something scares me about Moose being 37 years old. What do we got? Author. Yes, that's true. He barely sees in his left eye. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Gracian cannot grapple. He's a fish on the ground. Sweet. So a bit like Varela then. But we cannot forget Garcian have 50 fights in boxing. Damn, that's gonna add up. Under 2.5. Another 2.5. Damn, that's another play as well. I don't think we'll get under 2.5 on Bet365. Is the 1.5 money plus money? Is that for real? That's crazy. If this main event is plus money under 1.5, I'm playing it. Pepe Silvia, shout out to Hoy when Hoy was plus 300 in UE Warriors. Yeah, he's good, man. He was a massive underdog in his KSW debut as well, and just sparked that dude. So yeah, that's it. That's the full card breakdown. Didn't take long. I mean, a lot of the fights are pretty straightforward. I'll go over it quickly. Donovan Desmay. I think maybe Raul can outgrid him. He's got the better cardio. I don't trust him at such a juice line. I think Desmay could be alive for a sub here. Vic Zalewski, Robert, Eileen Zalewski is a slight dog, even though he's fought nobody. Robert's not that great. He's just a low level. Female fight pass. Sebastian, it's a squash match for him. Hopefully, it doesn't mess it up. Wilson Borella, I lean him. I played him as a slight dog, but volatile fight. I'd rather just hammer a safe under here. Bogdan, I got him in a parlay with Masu Banaui. I think he runs through Rafael early, potentially with one punch. Hopefully, he doesn't get knocked out himself. And Brian Hoy, Grzebyk, volatile fight. Anyone can go down here. I'll be looking at some unders again. So that's it. Thanks for everyone tuning in. Author, yes, on several books. Apparently, the 1.5 is plus money. I really hope I get the under 1.5 on Bet365. I'm limited to like $300 on regional props, which is sad. So if you got Bet365, you know, place a bet for me. Holler at your boy. Other than that, yeah, join the Discord. We got Pepe. We got sharp Polish people. They've got insight. Jump in. This is the last podcast for the week. Good luck on your picks. I'm going to go outside, get some sun. You can see my camera's getting darker and darker as nightfall's coming. And yeah, tune in for the Twitter for my final bets if I get any time. And good luck.